Hello everybody, it's Friday evening, it's the weekend. Just waiting for you to join me. Hi Gareth, good to see you, first one on. Bailey Dog, Pauline, good to see so many of you. Steve, excellent to see you down in Tarragon. Let me know where you're watching me from. Let me know if you've got a glass of wine in front of you. And here we are. Hi Saji. Here we are again in this wonderful sunshine after rain vineyard. And it's Friday. Whoa! Hi Dominique, great to see you. So I'm hoping that the picture's a little bit clearer than last time, just before I get started. Perhaps you could just put some bells up if it is clear. Hi Ian in Lincoln. Oh, Grenache Gris, one of my favourites. So, hi Beth, great to see you. So here we are up in the sunshine after rain, and I know the question we all want to know is, has this been frostbitten or not? Has this little tiny vineyard suffered from frostbite? Oh, excellent, lovely and clear. So, wow. What do you think? If you remember earlier in the week, Monday, it was great to see so many of you on Monday. We did a little Zoom. We're a bit down in the dumps because last week on Thursday we had really severe frost. The whole of France has had really severe frost. I think reports have said that France has lost a third of its harvest this year. It's early days because you never know how much you can save or might grow, might not grow, but estimates at the moment are a third of the harvest in France has been lost. So the big question is though, has our sunshine after rain project Little Vineyard been saved? So just to remind you, Sunshine After Rain, it was having become runner-up in the winemaker. I was going to say the Young Winemaker of the Year, but that wasn't quite right. The Naked Wines Winemaker of the Year. I was allowed to make my perfect wine, and I just had this idea to actually make a Fitu that isn't a Fitu, from my old vines, but following the original recipe back from 1948. So that basically means you will mix the traditional grapes, Grenache, Carignan, but you were allowed at the time to add in some Macabeu, 25% Macabeu. So this vineyard I'm standing in at the moment these are Macabeu vines here, and over here are some Carignan. If we go around the corner in a minute, there's some Grenache. So this is the heart of my project because you can see all of those different varieties together. And let's have a look. I can see in the distance, anybody picked out somebody in the distance? A bit of a surprise, well, sort of a surprise. He said he was going to try and make it. But Jean-Marc just as interested as we are. So here's Monsieur Jones. Hi. Hello. Ça va? Okay, il fait du vent? Un peu, yeah, it's a bit windy, the wind's come up. So let's, on va juste aller voir si y a eu des dégâts par le gel. Donc pour l'instant, j'ai rien dit. And I was a bit worried when I came up. Il y a plein de monde qui te dit bonjour. Bonjour Vivienne, Karen. I was a bit worried when I came up because one way of telling if it's been burnt by the frost is you look at the vine, and if there's no green leaves, then you think, oof, they've been burnt off by the frost. And I looked at this and you can see there's no green leaves here at all. But, and this is the sunshine after the rain, when you get close up to them, so let's have a look at these little Macabeu. Hello Macabeu. Actually, they're not so little, they're quite big. And look what we have here. Woohoo! I just get it into focus. Come on, vine. Do your best. Focus. Smile. You can see we've got the little buds. They're just not that advanced, which made me think they'd actually been burnt off, but it's not. They haven't been burnt off at all. In fact, I haven't seen one that's been burnt off. They're just really tiny and just not very developed. They do look okay, don't they, Kira? And they are. So, Jean-Marc, hello.
Oui.
Est-ce que tu peux expliquer un peu la stade où ils sont ou...
Là, en fait, on a... c'est une...
Ouais.
Oui, prune is one of the...
En fait, c'est là-dedans,
Ouais.
parce que le micro, parce qu'il fait
bien.
du vent. Oui, je traduis, oui.
C'est une des dernières vignes que nous avons taillées.
Yeah. So it was actually one of the last vines to be pruned. So Jean-Marc's explanation
Donc là, on en
here.
est au stade un peu pointe verte.
Oh,
C'est-à-dire que ça n'a pas gelé déjà parce qu'on est en altitude et les vignes d'altitude n'ont pas trop gelé,
okay.
mais le stade aussi était pas trop avancé.
D'accord. So we were really lucky, angels, we were really lucky in this vineyard. Sunshine after rain. It's because we're up on altitude, so we're a little bit higher up. And also the buds were at the green point stage. That means they weren't quite as far advanced as the others down in the plain. So they were a little bit more protected. A dormant bud can actually survive temperatures of down to minus 20 degrees. So if it's in the dormancy phase, it can actually survive. So let's have a look at, il y en a dans la stade pointe vert encore?
Oui, là on est sur ces stades-là en fait.
So here we see.
C'est juste quand mais là la pointe en fait elle est rose.
Oui, c'est joli, ouais.
Ça c'est le stade en fait, normalement pointe verte, mais sur le macabeu c'est pointe rose.
This is so sweet. Can you see the colour of these buds? The colour, there's like a little pink tip. They're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And normally it's a green, you call them the green tip stage, and these are actually the pink tip because they're macabeu. So it's actually quite easy to tell the grape variety at the moment because of the colour. It's just so beautiful. And then there's one here. This might still be sleeping. Lui, il dort encore celui-là?
Encore, ça c'est le débourrement, au stade de débourrement.
Donc ça gonfle un peu?
Ouais, ça commence à... La bourre en fait c'est le coton.
Okay.
Ça sort de ce coton.
D'accord. So this is what we call the woolly stage. This one's in the woolly stage. So it's just waking up and it's as if it's got sort of woolly fuzzy bits around it and it's sort of swelling up a little bit just before the green tip stage, which is the pink tip in the macabeu. Oh, keep losing. So we're going in and out. What a shame. Okay. Am I back now? So again, because it's such a distant vineyard, je pense la connexion c'est pas génial. I'll just keep going and you can watch me on catch up. If you lose me completely, it's fine here, yeah. So I'll just keep going. Karen, it must be your Wi-Fi in Liverpool that's not working. Shall we go and have a look at the Carignan? So now you know how to identify macabeu. Just look at these vines. T'as vu la forme des vignes?
Oui.
Tu sais pourquoi c'est comme ça? Look at that. How did this vine get to be that shape? So these were planted. These are some of my oldest vines. So these were planted about 100 years ago. And just how? Why? Are they? This one's all wiggly woggly. It's really, everyone is its own character, so different. C'est bizarre que ça fait.
Bah, ça c'est leur taille.
Oh, it's how it's been pruned.
Là tu tailles l'année prochaine, on va tailler sur ce bourgeon ou sur celui-là, et chaque année donc la souche monte.
Okay, so the pruning, like every year, builds the vine up a little. But how did they do? Did they do it on purpose? Do you think? Il en fait exprès de faire.
Non, c'est parce que là, mettons, ça c'est le courson de l'année dernière. Donc là, quand on peut, on taille sur le bourgeon, sur celui-là de bourgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Quand on peut pas, si on taille sur celui du haut, ça fait monter la souche plus vite.
Okay,
Donc,
so you can, depending on where you actually cut the spur, you can make the vine get taller quicker because you leave the spur higher, taller.
Là, si tu tailles l'année prochaine sur ce bourgeon, en fait la souche monte de 1 cm.
Ouais.
Si tu tailles sur celui-là,
okay.
il monte de 3.
So you can gain 3 centimetres depending on which bud you prune from next year. So if you prune down here, then your vine is only going to be that. But if you prune from this bud up here, then it's going to be 3 centimetres taller. So here in Paziol,
Year after year, you're taller.
yeah, so year after year it gets bigger. So in Paziol, they obviously wanted bigger, taller vines. À Paziol, ils voulaient, je sais pas.
Non.
Just strange. Right, let's go and have a look at the carignan. So, would anybody like to send me some wild boar? Send me some wild boar emojis, because look here. Vineyard. It is vineyard. This is wild boar. They've been out in the vineyard quite recently and they've dug up. Oh, they're scuffling around. Ils cherchent quoi? What are they looking for, the wild boar here?
Ils cherchent des vers. Ils cherchent
Des
des
vers.
racines.
They're looking for worms. Oh, lots of wild boar. They're looking for worms. And the roots. Don't know. Stay off the roots of my old vines. Wild boar. Hi, James in Burton-on-Trent. Just noticed you there as well. Look at all of these lovely macabées. So let's just walk down here. Who's got a glass of wine? I did ask you and then I forgot to look at your replies. Who's got a glass of wine in their hand? So here we are in our sunshine. It definitely is sunshine after the frost vineyard this time. A bigger hole from the wild boar here. And let's see if we can find a typical carignan to show you. So do put your questions in the question box and I'll try and remember to look at them. Prosecco, yeah. So let's have a look what's happening with the carignan. Just wait for it to focus. So slightly pink, but you can see darker green colour, completely different. Oh, glad to see lots of you got the wine out. Completely different colour and shape of the leaves, whereas up there. Pardon? Oh, so Jean-Marc just knows everything. Like, I'm here looking at the carignan and he just looks at the next one and goes, that's not a carignan. So let's have a look. How can he tell? So this is carignan. It's got little dark green leaves. Pardon? And it's got 5 distinct lobes on them and it's quite bobbly. Let's have a look at this one that he said this is not a carignan. Oh yeah, it looks so obvious now that he said it. So look at this one. Is that a Grenache? No. What's this then? Oh, somebody's drinking Villebois Chenin Blanc. I love that wine. Oh, I'm missing my friend as well who makes it. What? C'est quoi alors si c'est pas?
Ça, je sais pas encore ce que c'est.
So we're not quite sure what it is. Some weird old traditional grape that unidentified. And look, it's got little tiny.
C'est pas un des cépages classiques.
So not a classic grape. So this will be going into your wine as well. Excellent. Bit more wild boar damage. Oh, and then here another mixture.
Ça, je suppose que c'est un Yadonnaire.
So Jean-Marc thinks that this is a hairy Grenache or a Liardonnaire. Comment tu le sais? I would have that. I suppose it is a bit more rounded.
Ouais, disons que c'est un peu difficile à ce stade d'être sûr.
Ouais, voilà.
Mais il y a beaucoup de duvet dessous.
Oh yeah, and it's really hairy on the back. So it's a bit early to tell.
C'est pas du carignan, c'est certainement un Yadonnaire.
Hi Steve. That's you. Okay.
Le dessus qui est aussi un peu rouge.
And so it's really difficult to tell at this stage. But let's just look at the shape of this old carignan here. Oh, it's a Grenache. Look at this old Grenache here. Just look at the shape of it there. That is just one vine. Amazing. So one thing I forgot to say before I think we're just going to go and sit on our romantic bench up here and look at the view. One thing I forgot to say to you all is that I've created a Sunshine After Rain group at Naked Wines. So if anybody would like to follow, please sign up on the group, and all the information about this project is going to go into the Sunshine After Rain group page. I've just noticed something really silly, and if you want the link, if you can't find it, go onto my page and I've put the link on there. Jean-Marc, what's this? Look at this. So this is what happens if you don't prune the vine. So this one was unfortunately left out or forgotten. And you can see already those shoots that on the others have been cut right back to here. They're massive. Look at those. So that is what happens just in 1 year if you don't prune the vine. On va venir le tailler, non?
Oui.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready for, I think I fancy a drink. What's that?
C'est une pierre volcanique.
Oh, volcanic rock in the vineyard as well. It's like bubbles in it. It looks like crunchy. Do you know crunchy, the chocolate in England?
Yeah.
Which don't have in France. Oh, I could do with a crunchy. Send me chocolate, somebody. Right, let's have a look at your questions. So if anybody's got any questions, please, can we prune it back now? Pauline, I demande si on peut le tailler maintenant. Pas maintenant. You don't mean now, do you, Pauline? You mean like tomorrow or something? Ouais? Il n'y a pas d'effet pour la vigne.
On sera un peu plus en retard que les autres. Mais...
Yeah, it's going to be a bit behind the others. So that's our honeycomb. But no, and all these rocks here, if you see these like in the way, these stones, these are the wild boar again that have made all of these tumble down. Je pense que c'est les sangliers qui ont fait ça.
Oui, c'est les sangliers qui font tomber les...
So all these, there's like rocks randomly, and that's a wild boar. Why not now? We haven't got the sécateur. Pauline, elle te demande d'aller le tailler maintenant. Oh, look what's here. My favourite. Has anybody got a glass of this? On va goûter un peu, hein? Oh, lovely Friday afternoon with me and Monsieur Jones up looking at this view. Oh, thanks for the chocolate, everybody. Looking at this wonderful view. So don't forget the group page called Sunshine After Rain. And everything's going to be put up there, the video, so you can follow through and watch it. And if you've only just joined us, don't worry, you can catch up on IGTV on Naked or on my page as well. So cheers, here's to the weekend. Here's to our vineyard not being frosted.
No, one.
Yeah, at least there's one. Oh, poor Jean-Marc. And I'm going to leave you tasting this wine. And I'll leave you looking at the view. The wine glasses are great, aren't they? They've got me and Jean-Marc on them. Unfortunately, they're very fragile to get across, but I do have to have a word with Naked about those. So leaving you with this view, wishing you a very, very happy weekend. And it looks like a couple of you could do with a glass of this at the moment. What's it like, Jean-Marc?
I finished.
You've nearly finished it? Okay, I'm going to have a sip. I'll tell you what it tastes like. It smells lovely. It just smells of lovely spring blossom. It smells of spring, almond blossom, little flowers, petals, a bit of melon. Peaches, yeah, peaches. Peaches. Cheers, everybody.
Ça remonte le moral.
Ça remonte. So you had a bad week, didn't you, Jean-Marc? With t'as eu une semaine. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So thank you ever such a lot, everybody, for following me, and I'll be back. I'll put the dates of the next Zoom up on my group page, Sunshine After Rain. And that's us signing off here, and we're just going to sit on this little bench now and drink our wine. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bon weekend. Oh, I forgot to look at the questions. Hold on. I always do this, don't I? Okay, I've now remembered. I'll just show you our little Monsieur Jones on that. And before you go, don't go, let's have a look at the question. Are you concerned? Thank you, Gareth, for this one. Somebody must have been shouting, answer the questions. Gareth says, are you concerned about any more frost? Est-ce qu'il y a le risque d'encore?
Oui.
Yeah, there is.
This morning it was less 0.5.
So it's minus 0.05 this morning. No, 0.5.
Hier, c'était -1.
And yesterday it was -1. So there's still lots of frost around. And so we're really not completely clear yet. But
we have approximately 3 weeks.
Oh gosh, another 3 weeks. Yes. So we've got another 3 weeks. I did look at the weather. Next week looks a bit better. It's raining.
Normally the end of the season is about the 10th May.
So the end of the risk is about the 10th of May. About the 10th of May. So a while to go, really. And a question from Life to the Power of Food. Will you adopt later pruning? Donc, est-ce qu'on va tailler plus tard à cause des choses, à cause du gel?
Maybe a part of the vineyard we can do like this, but we can't do all like this.
Right. So we could do a part of it, but we've got altogether up in Touchant-Pazial, we've got 100,000 vines. So it's going to be pretty difficult to leave everything too much later on. So that is really very difficult to organise to be able to do that. So I think perhaps the more sensitive vineyards we'll prune a bit later, perhaps, if we can. Maybe.
Not all.
No, not all of them. Some of them.
Maybe we test a part like this and we test le produit du gallois, mais je l'ai pas trouvé en France.
Yeah, and we've got a sort of don't want to say anti-gel, but somebody recommended Rob, a winemaker in Abergavenny, recommended a spray that you can put on the vines, which is an organic based on seaweed, and that can protect the vines from frost down to -3. So we're hoping that to find some of that, because we can't get it in France. So we're going to try and find that to help. And we did like your ideas of knitting scarves for the vines. That was a good one from Bernard the other night. Or putting on the sort of wadding, the protective wadding around the vines to keep them, to keep the cold off. We did a quick calculation, and if we put that on all of our vines, we actually have over 150 kilometres of rows of vines to protect.
Leicester to London.
Leicester to London, exactly. So I'm not sure we'll be doing that. I'm not sure that's a viable option, but it could be perhaps in one of our more susceptible, sensitive vineyards.
And it's impossible on a vineyard like this, because you grow
and it's really difficult. You can't do it on a vineyard like this because you'll break the buds because they're so delicate at this stage. So we can't do that. All right, one last question from Nathan. Nathan, il demande, how do you get a job on a vineyard? Comment tu fais pour travailler à la vigne? Pour avoir un emploi à la vigne?
Comment tu fais?
Ouais, il veut, à mon avis, Nathan, ça lui tente de...
Yeah, c'est difficile.
You have to be born in...
Je pense qu'on ne peut pas complètement improviser. C'est un métier.
Right.
Et il faut connaître un peu, déjà avoir un projet, savoir où on veut aller.
Yeah, you need a project, know where you want to go. And it is something, I mean, Jean-Marc they've been wine growers for generations in his family. His granddad was a farmer.
Je peux dire qu'on a rencontré des personnes qui voulaient s'installer sans connaître.
Right.
Et certaines fois, on les a un peu conseillés parce qu'il y a quand
you
même
really
des risques.
There's so many risks in doing it. You really need to know the terroir and the vines and the vineyards and the area. And
que s'il est réellement intéressé, il faut prendre quand même pas mal de temps pour.
So take a lot of time to plan. Mais pour les vendanges?
Ah, mais si c'est un travail juste saisonnier ou pour s'installer, c'est différent.
Yeah. So if it's just a seasonal job, that's different. Haha. Okay, well, thanks very much, everybody. This time I am off. There's no more questions. Thanks ever such a lot. I'm going to sit on my bench and have a glass with me and Monsieur Jones. Bye, everybody.